Welcome back to the Daily Release. I'm Christina.
And I'm Jackie.
We are in week 3 of our Love and Connection month, and this week we are continuing with our deep dive into communication. So that's the way we talk to each other, the way we ask for what we need, the way we show up or don't, in the conversations that matter the most.
Monday, we talked about that exhausting pattern of expecting people to just know what we need when we don't say it.
Yeah. And Tuesday, we looked at what happens in your brain when speaking up feels dangerous, how the Broca's area literally goes offline and your words just disappear.
And today we're going into something that might feel a little bit different because today's pattern isn't about going silent.
Today, it's what happens when you speak, but you can't stop.
Over-explaining, justifying, defending, apologizing before anyone has even pushed back.
If you've ever sent a text and then sent 4 more texts explaining the first one, this is for you.
If you've ever said yes and then spent 10 minutes telling someone why you said yes, even though they didn't ask.
If saying no feels like it requires a full legal argument,
you're in exactly the right place. Take a breath. Let's get into it.
So here's what's actually happening when you over-explain. On the surface, it can just look like being thorough or being considerate or making sure people understand you. But underneath, at the nervous system level, over-explaining may be a threat response.
A threat response, even when everything seems fine?
Even when everything seems fine. And here's why. Your nervous system has learned. It goes into what I call preemptive protection mode.
Yeah.
Because other people's disapproval could feel very dangerous through past experiences, especially if you were young or when you were a child or your first friend group or what happened last week. It doesn't have to
You've ever been on a committee.
You've ever been on a committee. But your brain starts scanning for potential rejection before it even happens. And over-explaining is your nervous system's attempt to control the outcome. If I can just give them enough reasons, enough context, enough justification, they can't be upset with me. They can't leave me. They can't judge me.
So it's a form of people-pleasing.
And I think it's one of the most exhausting forms of people-pleasing because it's constant. It happens in texts, in emails, in conversations, in your own head at 2 a.m, rehearsing what you're going to say tomorrow, ordering your coffee.
And what's driving all of that rehearsal?
Well, again, it's pretty broad, but I feel like a lot of the time it's anticipation. Your prefrontal cortex is working overtime trying to predict every possible reaction to someone could have to say and prepare a response to each reaction. Meanwhile, your amygdala is keeping that threat alarm running in the background. So that's genuinely exhausting. And the cruel irony is the more you over-explain, the more you actually signal to your own nervous system that there is something to be afraid of. You're reinforcing the pattern every time you do it, and you don't need to.
Right. So over-explaining doesn't actually make us feel safer.
No, it provides temporary relief, but it keeps the fear alive because you never get the experience of simply saying what you mean and having that be enough.
Yeah.
And that experience, that evidence is exactly what the nervous system needs to begin to heal.
And this is where the body comes in.
And that's where you come in, Mama.
It is. Now, from a naturopathic perspective, I want to talk about what chronic over-explaining is actually doing to your body. Because this pattern has real physical consequences that most people never connect back to this source.
Well, let's hear it.
The first thing I see is adrenal fatigue. When your nervous system is running that low-grade threat response all day, rehearsing conversations, scanning for disapproval, bracing for reactions, your adrenal glands are pumping out cortisol almost continuously, not in big spikes like acute stress, in a slow, steady drip. Now, that elevated cortisol is exhausting your system in ways that show up as persistent fatigue, difficulty waking up in the morning, that wired but tired feeling at night where your body's depleted, but your brain won't stop.
Yeah, so the physical exhaustion would be real. It's not just imaginary.
No, it's not.
So we'll move on because I know you could talk about that all day.
I can.
But this is self-care, guys.
Yeah, it is.
This is where the nervous system work comes in. It's not just about the emotions.
Well, releasing these patterns is one of the most important things you can do for your long-term physical well-being. And that's exactly what we're about to do.
All right, here's what I want you to understand about over-explaining. It's not a character flaw.
No, it's not.
It's a learned survival strategy. At some point, your nervous system learned that explaining yourself thoroughly kept you safer. Maybe it prevented a punishment. Maybe it made you seem more agreeable. Maybe it protected you from rejection.
Yeah. But what worked then, it's not serving you now.
Nice.
And the first step in changing this
Yeah.
pattern is acknowledging it without shame. You're not broken for doing this. You're brilliant for finding a way to navigate environments that felt unsafe.
So let's release it, guys. You're on the path.
Yeah.
There are leaves blowing all around you.
Just let them blow.
Let them go. You don't need to pick up every leaf and try to hold on.
No.
Let it go. So we use EFT to help your nervous system let go of these needs to justify. So this is the daily release. This is not, I do not want you to tap this with a specific event in mind.
No.
Or a specific, a traumatic event. No trauma, guys.
It's not that time when.
Yeah, that is one-on-one
we're planning
work.
the big event.
That is group work at very least.
No. Yeah.
So this is just the feeling of the need to justify yourself and defend.
Right.
So let's do a little bit of discovery. So
I mean, how does it show up for you?
I feel exhausted from over-explaining. What do you hear?
Oh, I hear that. It's just, I have to explain everything.
Yeah, the pause after I speak feels forever.
Yeah. It's just, if they don't give me an answer right away, I'm like, oh no, okay, just keep talking.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't said enough yet.
So why don't we go with, even though I feel exhausted.
And I have heard that. Silence after I speak feels dangerous.
Yeah, it does.
I have heard that.
I've heard silence after I speak feels like eternity. And I was like, okay, this is definitely a good thing that we're doing this one-on-one.
Yeah. People who I've heard that they need to apologize before they upset anyone, just in case they upset anyone.
Their poor nervous system.
I know.
What a brilliant nervous system. It's got everyone
but it's
here.
Tired. It's tired.
And we can release what no longer serves us.
That's right.
So let's go with this one. And I invite you to write down if any of this resonated with you.
Yeah.
And seek us out in our community. We've got a lot of wonderful prompts.
Yep.
So even though
I
feel exhausted.
I like it so far.
From over-explaining myself.
I'm with you.
I deeply.
You're going to go with I deeply?
Yeah.
Completely? Okay.
And completely.
That's right.
Accept myself.
So if it's 4 and below, you're good to go?
If it's a high 4 to 6, that's a yellow light. That's maybe do a round of breathing first. Proceed with caution. And then if it's a 7 to a 10, guys, that is not a daily release.
No, just tap along.
Yeah.
But don't say that. If it's a 7 or 10.
That's right.
Don't tap that statement.
All right. I think we've got it. So let's jump into it. Even though. I feel exhausted. From over-explaining myself. All right. I deeply. And completely. Accept myself.
Good release.
Even though. I feel exhausted. From over-explaining myself. I deeply. And completely. Accept myself. Even though. I feel exhausted. From over-explaining myself. I deeply. And completely. Accept myself. Top of the head. I feel exhausted. From over-explaining. 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 I feel exhausted.
Good release.
From over-explaining. I feel exhausted. Over-explaining. All right, guys, I want you to check in with yourself. If it stayed about, is it the same? Is it more intense or is it less intense? Now, this is the daily release, so this is just a demo here. You're going to do 3 rounds. So you're releasing, guys, if it took years and years of this to get to this point of getting through and over-explaining, expect to take more than 1 round of EFT.
Oh, yeah.
Because you guys are releasing perhaps years of stored tension around being understood.
Exactly.
And I want you to give it space, and I want you to give yourself compassion.
Yeah. And I another thing I come into a lot is that children learn this from their parents that had this. So, I mean, it feels very natural because it's always been there.
Yeah. So, thinking about things that were there but don't have to stay there, let's move to the rewire.
Ooh. So, we're not just removing this old pattern.
Yeah.
We're building a new pathway, a new belief system that says your words have value without the justification.
That's right. So that is so important because a lot of the times we don't even realize that.
Right.
So this is a shift in your understanding of what's actually
Exactly.
happening. Over-explaining, it's not a communication.
No.
It's a nervous system
Yeah.
response to something you grew up in.
Right.
So it's a fear that you are not enough to be accepted as you are.
Right.
But I want you to change your approach to it.
Mhm.
Your words don't need justification to have value.
Right.
And the people who matter and the people who are safe don't need you to build a case for your existence.
Right.
They're not waiting for you to slip up so they can reject you.
Now, silence after you speak doesn't necessarily mean judgment. It might mean they're thinking, processing, considering. Maybe they weren't listening. Not every pause is a threat.
And your nervous system is learning a new path. You don't earn your place in relationships through explanation. You already have a place just by being you.
Right.
So the rewire is, what if the goal isn't to make sure everyone understands you perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
but to say what's true for you and trust that the right people will get it?
Right. What if you practice saying things simply, just, I can't make it. I need some space. That doesn't work for me. And let the other person have their reaction without trying to control it.
Wow, that's a new pathway.
Yeah, it is.
It's not explaining less, but trusting more.
Right.
Trusting that your words have inherent value and that you don't have to earn understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Trusting that the right people will stay even when you're brief.
And that's how you rewire this pattern, by changing your relationship with what communication is actually for.
Okay, so now let's move to the third framework of the LifeSet framework.
The restoration piece.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so you can't build a new pathway in your head. You have to build it through experience. Your nervous system needs evidence that you're safe without over-explanation.
Mm-hmm. And we have many tools about restoration in our community.
Yes.
But with this approach today, what we're doing is we're giving you evidence. We're helping you get evidence that for your system that you can be safe without the over-explanation.
Right.
So every time someone accepts your no without you having to defend it, you're gathering evidence.
Right. And maybe it's not no. Maybe it's one instead of two, or just whatever it is that you need to communicate.
Yeah. And so I want you to understand, over time, you're going to be getting information. And because what I hope for everyone is to be their authentic self, to be just merely themselves.
To be able to sit with silence after speaking. That's very powerful.
Yeah. And so over time, it's going to accumulate, and your nervous system will start to update its prediction model. It starts to learn, oh, we're safe, actually.
Right.
People aren't waiting to attack us. We can just say what we mean.
And that's restore. That's giving your nervous system the new experiences it needs to trust a different way of being.
Small moments, consistent practice, real change.
Right.
All right, so now let's move into the action steps. First, release. Notice when you're over-explaining. Catch yourself mid-explanation and pause. You don't have to stop entirely. Just notice, oh, I'm doing it again. Use EFT to release that sensation, that intensity that comes up when you catch yourself. The awareness without judgment is powerful.
Now, second, rewire. Ask yourself, what am I actually afraid will happen if I don't explain? Name that fear to yourself. Maybe it's like they think I'm rude, or they won't understand, or they'll be mad.
Yeah.
Once you name it, you can see that it's a prediction. It's not a fact. Now that's rewiring, changing your relationship with the fear.
And now let's move to the third phase, restore. Practice saying one thing this week without the explanation. Start small. I can't make it. And then you stop. Or, hey, I actually need a break. Period. No, that doesn't work for me. No defense required. Start in whatever situation works. You know, if it's the barista handing you that can full of napkins, no, Brenda, I just need one. Thanks.
Yeah, just thank you.
And I want you to notice what actually happens. Write it down, even. Your nervous system is building a new path forward. And that's how you restore trust in your own voice.
You don't need a legal brief for every sentence. You just need your voice.
Release the stored tension. Rewire your understanding of what's actually happening and restore trust through a new experience. All right, see you tomorrow.